The backyard picnic disaster. This is my summer story. The summer sun was shining brightly, and a warm breeze danced through our backyard. Birds chirped in the trees, and colorful flowers swayed gently beside the fence. Mom smiled and carried a big picnic basket outside. Dad carried a giant blanket. My little sister skipped behind us happily. "We are having a backyard picnic today," Mom announced. We all cheered. Dad spread the picnic blanket under our big shady tree. Mom unpacked sandwiches, juicy watermelon, crunchy carrots, and sweet cookies. I helped place cups and napkins on the blanket. My little sister carefully carried a bowl of strawberries. Everything looked perfect. Dad rubbed his hands together and smiled. "This is going to be the best picnic ever." We sat down together on the blanket. Crunch, munch, sip, Birds sang above us, and soft clouds floated slowly through the sky. Dad leaned back and stretched his arms. Mom smiled. My little sister giggled. Everything felt calm and happy. Then suddenly, something moved beside the bushes. Rustle, rustle, rustle. We all stopped chewing. Dad looked toward the bushes. Mom looked toward the bushes. I looked toward the bushes. My little sister scooted closer to Mom. We stared very quietly. Something was hiding over there. Something was moving. Dad whispered, "Did everyone hear that?" Slowly, Dad stood up from the blanket. He took tiny steps toward the bushes. Step, step, step. We watched very carefully. Dad leaned forward. Then he peeked behind the bushes. For one tiny second, he stood very still. Then Dad jumped backward. "Whoa!" he shouted. Suddenly, a little squirrel zoomed out from the bushes. Zoom, zoom, zoom. It raced across the grass with its fluffy tail bouncing behind it. My little sister squealed. Mom laughed. I pointed. The squirrel ran right beside our picnic blanket. Then it stopped. Its tiny nose twitched. Sniff, 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 sniff. The squirrel looked at our food. Then it looked at us. Then it looked back at the food. Dad slowly pointed. "Oh no," he whispered. The squirrel hurried toward our cookies. My eyes opened wide. Dad's eyes opened wide. Mom's eyes opened wide. Even my little sister gasped. Dad quickly waved his arms. "Shoo, shoo," he said. Mom clapped her hands. Clap, clap. I stomped my feet. Stomp, stomp. The squirrel froze for a moment. Then it grabbed a cookie and zoomed away across the yard. Zoom, zoom, zoom. For one quiet second, everyone stared. Then Dad looked at the missing cookie spot. Mom looked at Dad. I looked at Mom. My little sister looked at the squirrel. Then we all burst into laughter. Dad held his tummy and giggled. "I think that squirrel wanted a picnic too," he said. We fixed the picnic blanket and sat together again under the shady tree. Birds chirped, the breeze blew softly, and everyone smiled. Dad laughed and shook his head. "Well, that was a funny picnic surprise," he said. I looked at my happy family and smiled. Sometimes, little disasters become the funniest summer memories. And that was my summer story.